Welcome to Alamance Community College Library's APA Basics. APA style is one of three major citation styles used in academic writing. It is generally used in business, nursing, and the social sciences in subjects that include psychology, economics, and criminology. In academic writing, it is important to cite all the sources that you consult for your assignments. This includes sources that have been quoted, paraphrased, or summarized. If it is not your idea, you need to cite it. Citations are important because they ensure that you are properly attributing ideas to their creators. It allows others to identify and locate the materials used in your work. And it demonstrates the depth of your research, showing that you have read and engaged the relevant literature on your topic. It is important to include both a reference list as well as in-text citations. First, we will focus on how to create a reference list, which will be at the end of your assignment. When thinking about how to cite references in APA format, the first things to consider are the four basic elements of a reference: author, date, title, and source. Let's look at each one a little closer. Author. Who was responsible for this work? Broadly speaking, author refers to the person or group responsible for a work. It may include not only authors of articles, books, and other works, but also those who played primary roles in the creation of a work, such as an editor of a book, a director of a film, or a podcast host. An author may be an individual, multiple people, a group such as an institution, government agency, or organization, or a combination of people and groups. Date. When was this work published? The date of publication may take one of the following forms: year, year and month, year, month, and day, year and season, or a range of dates. If a publication date is not provided, indicate this with the letters N.D. Title. What is this work called? Titles fall into two broad categories: works that stand alone, such as whole books, dissertations, TV series, or podcasts, and works that are part of a greater whole, such as periodical articles, edited book chapters, or TV and podcast episodes. Source. Where can I retrieve this work? As with titles, sources fall into two categories: works that stand alone and works that are part of a greater whole. For a work that stands alone, the source is the publisher of that work. For a work that is part of a greater whole, the source is that greater whole. Once you have identified the four elements of a reference, it is time to compile those elements into a citation. Let's see how to do that with three different types of reference materials. First, let's look at a book, a work that stands alone. The citation includes the author, date, title, and source. For a journal article, as a work that is part of a greater whole, your citation is going to look a little different, but you still have the four basic elements: author, date, title, and source, which in this case include not only the journal title, but also the volume and issue numbers, page numbers, and other identifying information such as a permalink URL or DOI. For a website, we still have the same four elements: author, date, title, and source. Once you have identified your core elements, you can compile them into a complete citation that may look like one of these. Notice that there is a period after each reference element. That is, after author, date, title, and source. Other punctuation marks like commas and parentheses may be used between parts of the same reference element. Once you have citations for all of your sources, it is time to create your reference list. First, make sure that your list is presented in alphabetical order. Second, make sure that if the citation is more than one line, the second line has been indented half an inch from the left. Last, ensure that the entire list is double-spaced. In addition to a reference list, your assignment must also contain in-text citations. In-text citations help the reader find the corresponding entry in the works cited list and the passage in that source. In APA, in-text citations are either parenthetical or narrative. In parenthetical citations, both the author name and publication date appear in parentheses. In narrative citations, the author information is incorporated into the text as part of the sentence. To cite a specific part of a source, you can indicate pages, chapters, figures, or any other specific part. Need more help? Check out our Citation Style Guide for more information. Or how about the Purdue Online Writing Lab APA Style Guide? Prefer a hard copy? Come access the 7th edition of the APA Handbook at Alamance Community College Library. Need a little more guidance? Ask a librarian. Use the chat feature on the library's website for help.